You're listening to The Functional Founder with Themistocles Stergianos, a podcast for owner-operators ready to build high-performance teams, handle growth with confidence, and scale without burning out. Functional Founders, we're building profitable businesses to work without us. Maybe we're the problem, that we can't do it, and sometimes the bottleneck lies with us. And I'm going to illustrate how it lied with me for many, many years, until I started realizing that I am the bottleneck. I'm the one stopping this business from growing because of the gray matter between my two ears here, my belief system, the way I think about myself, that I can do everything and other people can't. Because here's my thing, that I only really started growing when I realized that, okay, some people won't be able to do some of the tasks better than me, but can they do it 70% of how I can do it? And if they can, maybe that's better than me trying to control everything and then burning out. Imagine growing a business where you've got a few people operating at 70% of your performance. Maybe that's another way to reframe it. Instead of thinking like, I can do everything myself, but let someone do it at 70% and being okay with it and slowly coaching them to doing it better than you. Because here's the thing, a lot of professionals, coaches, leaders say, you've got to find people that are better than you. But let's face it, when you have a startup and you've got a business, you're passionate. You've got all your heart in your business. And really, you're the one that's going to make this work. And you find it. You find the inner strength to understand the CRM systems, what the accountant is saying in the numbers, to working late hours to get quotes out, to sacrificing weekends with your family. You can go on and on and on. I've done it all. I know exactly what it is. I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs, founders, if not thousands in groups. And I know that entrepreneurs will reach a stage of burnout. Why? Because of what's going on between the 2 ears over here, the gray matter, the belief system. What is our belief system? And I'll share with you a small presentation that I did to a group of founders recently. We just pull it up. And I call it The Bottleneck is You. And I want to see if this resonates with you. So I did a talk about how to grow a business to work profitably without you. And I speak from bleeding in the trenches because I believe that I need to eat my cooking. If I'm going to coach founders to grow their businesses, I need to come from strength. I need to show them that I've done it. And that to me is better than just teaching it from the sidelines. I've had many coaches and realizing 6 months into the coaching program, they've been coaching me, business coaches. They didn't have the experience. So I built a monster with LabWorks. I've been in the trenches, and I know. The other coaches that have coached me 6 months and realized they haven't even done what I've done. They come from corporate. They don't know what it's like to drown in paperwork, to close every deal, to market to every client, to make sure that the operations run smoothly. They have no idea. Yet they're trying to teach me some theory that some guru has come up with, but it doesn't fit, doesn't make sense. Yes, I will listen to that. And yes, it's theory, but have you done it? I want to learn from people that have done it, people that have bled in the trenches. And guys, I've done this. Even with LabWorks, I had a coaching business and quite a few businesses before that too, from Debonair's Pizzas to real estate agencies to building quite a significant property portfolio for my age. I was 28 at the time. I've done quite a few things in my life. And then I started coaching entrepreneurs, but realizing I can be a great coach and I can get through to people and I can get them to the next level. But I really missed the excitement of being an entrepreneur again. And I wanted, and I still want to, turn around and say, look, I've done it. I've built a successful business that I knew nothing about. Building a contracting business. LabWorks was started importing a flat roof waterproofing membrane for the construction industry, realizing that it's not flying, it's too expensive. I had a container come through. I was told that an order would be placed. Order arrived. They didn't want the order anymore. They bought another product. And I sat with a product that no one wanted because it was too expensive. So I had to grow this business. I turned to Ellie one night and said, Ellie, what am I going to do? And she said to me, well, you're going to have to do what you've always done. You're going to have to. And Ellie's my wife. She's my significant other and my other coach. She knows me inside out. And she said, you're going to have to educate the market that this flat roof waterproofing membrane can fly. I said, but it's too expensive. Well, then how do you expect other people to grow? Okay, let's go to market with this. But I licked my wounds for a long time until I realized, hold on, I need to pivot. And that's when I started growing Waterproof Lab. And Waterproof Lab started growing into a significant business. From Waterproof Lab, we grew to roofs and pools. So we've got a company called LabWorks. I was doing the quotes. I was on the roof. I started with one bucky or one little van and one employee. I outsourced all my admin, not my admin, at least my finance work, to an accountant to help me. But the admin stuff I was doing myself, the quotes I was doing myself, all these things I was doing myself. It's like I wanted this death wish on myself. But I wanted to go through it so that I can turn around to founders like yourself and say, guys, it can be done. And there are better ways to do it. And I'm learning all the time. Just like I'm doing my podcasting, I'm being very consistent with it now. Because I realized for me to get a breakthrough to other founders, I need to be consistent in the space like I have with my business. But I've done all these things and I've dropped the ball many, many times. I started from a garage. Slowly, I employed more people. That's my daughter in that photograph over there. We started growing and branding our trucks one at a time. I was really trapped in my own ambition because I wanted to prove that this product can fly. I wanted to prove to my other founders that I can build a business that can work profitably without me, the way I've been taught in the past from people that I know have done it. But that's my house and that's the people that helped me. But I had a chaotic dream and I had lots of reactive responses to that. And the truth is that us as founders, we bring our chaos to the business because we're trying to do everything when the passion's there. And we try and hide our disappointment because we don't want to drop our team. We don't want to drop our clients. But we shoulder on. And in every disappointment, we push on. The business is a reflection of our habits. And my habits were, I was chaotic. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a founder. I was a coach in this very successful coaching community for many, many years, more than 10, in fact. And I realized I was probably 5% of the profile. Most of those people were in corporate that started and bought a franchise, a coaching franchise. I wasn't one of them. I was an entrepreneur. I was born to build businesses. I was born to be chaos. I was born to bring chaos to my business. I was born to push through and make sure that no matter what happens, we can build this business. But that's chaotic. It's chaotic on my family. It was chaotic on my wife. It was chaotic on everyone, in fact, even my people that work for me and my clients, I suppose, because they could see it. But one thing they could see in me, this man's determined. And another thing they could see in me, this man's got integrity. And if he says something, he's going to go through with it. And I made sure that that's what I did. But I also realized that I got stuck in what I call the chaos loop. And that's why most business owners never become entrepreneurs, because they get totally stuck in the chaos loop. They don't have leads. And then they find a way to get leads. And then all of a sudden they get more leads. And then ops increases operations. And then they don't know what to do. And then they're dealing with all their operations. They can't handle it. And then what happens is there's more pain because it's an increasing burden on the owner of the business, the founder. So that's the chaos loop. It's just self-fulfilling. And that's when people or entrepreneurs and founders burn out because they just can't seem to break that everlasting cycle, that loop. They just keep on going back to that loop. And then they jump from, oh, let's stop the leads. Now let's deal with operations. Oh, there's a lot of pain. Let's just hold back for a couple of months. Oh, now cash flow's low. Let's go and generate more leads again, guys. And that just ends up being a total trap. We don't want that. I don't want that for you, founders. Why? Because we're doing everything ourselves. That's the operator's trap. The operator's trap, in my view, is we do everything ourselves. We need to shift. What is going on between our ears? That needs to change. It's painful. It's painful to make that change, but it's very necessary. Because if you don't do it, you're going to be building a hospital bed for yourself. I'm sorry to say that, but that's a fact. And I've seen it with too many of the founders that I've coached. They can't seem to make that transition, and they end up burning out. They start saying to themselves, yeah, but if I can invest my money into property and I just work and I'll have property, then yeah, fair enough. How's that working? How's it working for your health? Are you taking leave when you have to? Are you building a team that you're leaving a legacy for them? Are you serving your clients at optimal because you're managing to keep yourself away from the nitty-gritty and you can think strategically that can help clients and grow the business? So that's what I did. Built this machine, but control is a drug. We say quality. Yes, that's quality, but it's really about fear. It's about fear of losing the business. Control feels safe. Like I'm controlling everything and it feels totally safe. I don't have to deal with people's emotions and manage a culture. I don't have to do all of that. I don't have to learn those skills. I can just be myself. Yeah. That prevents delegation because that's just a mindset thing. Attention to detail sometimes can be a killer because we just focus on making sure that we are detailed orientated all the time. And yes, I understand that Apple CEO built a company built on detail, but he also had some very good people. He didn't build it on his own. So we have to let go hurt. And sometimes we need to have imperfect delegation. So things don't always go away. We delegate to individuals, for example, and then they end up coming back with the wrong information or the wrong commitments or the wrong tasks, or they execute it poorly. And you say, you know what, I can do that much better and I'll take it back again. No. And necessary discomfort is like, if you're going to get out of your comfort zone, I was going to get out of my comfort zone. I needed to find people to do the quoting process. I needed to find people that are going to read the numbers better than I do. I needed to find people that are going to implement the systems better than I do and follow up with clients better than I do. And I'm going to need to let go and trust that these people are going to do well. There's a customer complaint. I'm going to need to rely on my team to deal with it. I cannot deal with everything. It requires trust in people, but we need to buy back our time as well. That's incredibly important because we are spending our hourly rate. If you can think about it this way, I know a lawyer that I'm paying for a specific litigation that I'm pursuing, and I'm paying 5,000 Rand an hour. Why are you as a founder not worth at least 5,000 Rand an hour? You take all the stresses, you take all the pain, you're running the business. If it goes bankrupt, you lose, you've mortgaged your house, you've sacrificed your family. For heaven's sake, founder, you are worth more than that. So we need to replace our low hourly rates with high hourly rates. We need to assess it weekly to make sure how we're doing. So we need to write down where are we spending our time. And it's really, really drains. It drains people completely because if you're not working on the areas that you should be working on or that you enjoy working on, then those tasks are killing you. I know that as a founder. There were areas in my business that was killing me, and I needed to get rid of the low hourly rate activities and the areas that are draining me very quickly. And my point is, your calendar is a mirror. If a founder comes to me and says to me, oh, I've tried all of that, I'm going to say, give me your calendar. Let me have a look at it. And I'm going to challenge the hell out of you. Because my belief is that most founders are stuck in that chaos founder's trap loop. So it cost me my mental health. It cost me family time, firefighting at all stages. It cost me many rands in business opportunities where I could have done a lot better. And guys, I'm not talking from an area of I've mastered it all. Every year I'm getting better at it, but I'm not totally there yet. But I'm forcing myself to embrace what I've learned and see it through and make it work, because I'm tired of constant emergencies and firefighting. I'm tired of that. And I'm tired of not seeing my family. I want to be able to spend more quality time. And no one must say I was lucky. I've earned it. Because you see, when you grow your business to work profitably without you, you're creating wealth for the people in the business because there's more opportunity for them to grow into different positions. If an acquirer comes along, the key A players, and if you're a good founder, you would reward them accordingly, that they can also get some value out of the business. That's also very crucial. But the most important thing is that it gives you your sanity so that you can spend time doing the things that you love doing and that you've got an income to grow your wealth too. So the strategic vision needed to be built. I needed to relook at the way I did things. I needed to understand the systems that I need to put in place, and I needed to build teams. Those three areas. I needed to build the future. I need to build the systems, and I need to work on the people. That's my new job description. I am not the chief executive officer. I'm the chief energizing officer. I will energize individuals to do the roles that they need to do to take this business to the next level. So my main job was what not to do. Not, I'm going to do more. What can I cut out? So the mind shift would be, no one can do it like me, or I have to fix it, or I'm the best at this. No, it will be, who else can own this? I have to train better leaders. In fact, I say to my leaders the whole time, come here, guys. Remember, we as leaders, what's our main job? And they will complete the sentence for me. Our main job as leaders is to create more leaders. And I need to find experts in the field better than me, people, A players that I can grow in the business. And leadership isn't clean. It comes with a lot of things, but the mission does matter because leaders need to paint a good vision for the team. And that's where the Lab Manifesto was born just over 3 years ago. And we're living the truth of that Lab Manifesto right now. And not everyone can go with you. So when you do the alignment and you change the way you're thinking, some people are going to part way. Those are respectful transitions. Those are okay. And that's alignment focus. We need to be aligned. We need to hire for values. We need to hire for performance. We need to hire for higher standards. And once everyone's aligned, then guys, we can disagree, but we don't remove the alignment. We all move in the right direction. Those who don't want to go with the alignment, they can leave. Those who are on board, make sure that they come along on the journey with you. Make sure that they understand that the future is, and more upfront you are about what you want to do in your business and where you're going. And if you can paint or play that movie, like Hendrik says, one of my team members says, playing that movie is crucial in running a business because we can visualize it. And if we can visualize it, we can actualize it. So we want to change lives. We want to make sure that people are living purpose. We want to be able to take a business and change an industry. We want to build it beyond ourselves. We want to create an industry that we've shaken. People must say when they see LabWorks, when they hear of LabWorks, the way they do things is differently, from their branding to their advertising and marketing, to the way they run their communications, to the way their IT works. They're there. So we want to create an impact and create meaningful difference. But the only way we can do that is to let go of control and make sure that the team is building it. So what I like to do is to really help me is my weekly freedom diary. I've got freedom diaries for every single staff member in my business where they've got certain areas where they're working on their job description. I work on the business. They work on their job description. And they work on other areas. I work in the business in some areas, but on it in most. So the freedom diary is important. We look at the delegation tracker. We've got a system that we delegate and we follow up with people more regularly in our team meetings to make sure that people are taking on tasks and coming back. We teach people how to take on delegation too. We look at role clarity. We're dealing with that right now. We have a bit of an issue where there's a bit of role clarity. And as we grow, there's that movement the whole time. There's a lot of uncertainty. And it's about us as CEOs, Chief Energizing Officers, to bring that clarity in all the time because we can lose it. And sometimes we think we have clarity, but we don't. And it's the gray area that kills us. And then we focus on our unique values. We always make sure that we're focusing on our unique values, whatever they might be. Even as the CEO of the business, I focus on what I do best. And I make sure my team focuses on what they do best. They lead smarter and they lead freer. So we're going to ask ourselves, what am I doing that someone else should be doing? Identifying misaligned tasks. And the one thing that I should let go of next week, what is that one thing? So we take immediate action. Okay, so next week, I have to let go of another item. What might that be? Who can I pass that on to? I did that this week. I passed a sales call on to an individual who I think would do well with it because I'm grooming that person and I'm going to stop with that specific sales call because I want that person to take and develop experience in that area. And I'm going to ask myself the whole time, where am I the bottleneck in my business? So you're not burnt out because you work hard. You're burnt out because you refuse to let go. You're burnt out because control has been your only way of growing your business. Founders, we need to look at things differently. We need to, instead of being the operator, we need to become more strategic in our leadership. We need to, instead of chaos, we need to look at clarity. Make sure that we bring that in. And instead of being a firefighter, we need to make sure that we bring in some level of architecture. We need to be the architect of our business, not anyone else. Founders, if you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with a like-minded founder out there who might enjoy it. We want to grow this community. We want to grow our functional founder community in South Africa specifically, or anywhere in the world, because these principles that we discuss and that we learn from each other are universal principles. They don't change. It's not like an AI principle that's going to change overnight. These are universal principles that no matter where you are in the world, no matter who you are as a leader, they will be applicable to you. See you on the next podcast. Thank you for joining the Functional Founder. This podcast grows through you, our founder community. Please share this with someone who needs it and click on the subscribe button. That way, more people can join us.